guys, we have just watched the jury final for semi-final 1 of Eurovision 2015. 16 acts competed, and now we're going to go through and tell you who we think deserves to make it to the final. Now, I'm going to kick things off by saying that my favorite of the night was Estonia. They had technical problems in the first rehearsal a few days ago, but they have really brought it, they fixed it, they repaired it, and this really stood out. Even on the replay, I was like, that is quality, that's my winner.
Yeah. Just everything about it, the song, the staging, the chemistry, they got it all right this evening, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great performance. They were looking at each other. There was like real passion in their eyes. It looked like she was going to cry at one moment. It felt like raw and emotional, and that's what we've wanted from them for so long. So
yeah, it's that emotion that wins the day. Good point. I think Georgia was my number 2. I mean, visually, this is by far the best. It's so striking. I think it lacks the tenderness, obviously, of Estonia because she's a warrior with feathers trying to like. But it was really powerful. It goes last, so I think it's going to bode well. I think it's definitely going through.
I think it's the best performance we've seen of her since she first came out and did it in her first rehearsal. Because we had all the elements, we had the smoke, even there was just small things like the mic stand. She's had difficulties where she hits it and it pops back up during the week. It just stayed on the ground. Everything went well for her today.
I don't think it was her best. I still think that very, very first time we saw her was absolutely the best. But maybe that's because it was so similar to that first time. But I love like the wind machine. She was ill earlier in the week and earlier today, but she really nailed it today. I can't see how the juries will mark that down, I suppose.
And just to pick up the pace, 2 other definite qualifiers, I think, are Russia and Belgium. I think obviously Russia has the support of its diaspora. I think Belgium was on point vocally. Both of them are very white, which is why I've grouped them together in my head. They're very white acts. Lock has improved significantly. I think he's most improved since the first rehearsal.
Oh yeah, Loic was probably, he was my favourite of the night. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. He nailed every single bit. The crowd absolutely loved that, and they loved it earlier today. I do actually think that he has somehow started to worm his way back up. He could be top 5 now.
Yeah, because when we first saw him, it was kind of like, have Belgium thrown it away? But tonight it was just, a definite qualifier. It'll be a shock if he's not true.
And I think a 5th definite qualifier would be Greece. Again, historically, Greece has never failed, if I'm correct, to make the final. She's got a strong voice that can pull her through. I mean, I don't think this is bad enough not to make it, given all the support Greece has with its diaspora.
I do, yeah. I mean, it wasn't her greatest performance that she's given, but Maria Elena is a confident performer. You can be confident to say, oh, she's going to qualify.
Yeah, she's going to qualify because she's Greece, and she's not bad enough to ruin the record for them.
And another one, I would say Armenia, 6th. I mean, this would actually be one of my favorites. I can't believe I didn't mention it earlier. I think it's a definite qualifier. They sounded fantastic. They've really meshed increasingly well as the week's gone on. Mary Jean, the opera star, she was for me always the one. I didn't know if her voice would fit, but she totally fit on that big stage. Fantastic.
Definitely. I even have my genealogy badge on, which is how much I'm loving them at the moment. Yeah, really good performance. I mean, this is the thing. Nobody was really that bad, and the ones that were bad are the ones where I'm like, oh yeah, they're definitely not qualifying now. But genealogy, yeah, and I like the pyro now that they've got. Just that extra little added touch.
Yeah, and everything was coordinated. Earlier in the week they were bashing into each other occasionally on stage. And even Vahe, he's kind of been the weak link for me, and he stood up to the mark as well. So.
And can I just say, Tamar looked beautiful on the replay. Like in that 30-second replay, they give her face. It's like, bam, Tamar Caprillion in the house. Love it. So that is 6 acts we definitely think are going through.
I have a 7, Serbia. After that performance, after that reception that the crowd gave, like, fair enough, the juries might think, oh, it's a bit disorganised, but you have to think, like, the juries would have to listen to that crowd reaction, and they will have heard that, and they must be thinking, you know what, yeah.
Yeah, she was fantastic. The replay, it's the very end of the song where she's really belting it out, and vocally she never messes up there, ever. And so people are going to hear that, they're going to feel that. I think the jury, as you say, would have felt the energy. It was a cauldron when she was performing of energy. 7th qualifier.
Yeah, and then it appeals to the kind of, there's a certain Eurovision viewer who likes the fun, camp acts, and she's really the only one tonight, so she has that vote, and then her vocals are stunning as well.
And so now we have 3 spots left. Why don't we all go around and say who we think the final 3 would be, since we all kind of agree on those 7, yeah? How about I go first, because I got the mic. All right, so the countries that remain are Moldova, the Netherlands, Finland, Estonia, Macedonia, Hungary, Belarus, Denmark, Albania, Romania. And for me, in this 3, I would pick Albania. Her vocals were on point. That final minute, she did not stutter. She was not flummoxed by the scene. She kept clutching herself. I think you actually said you thought she had cramps, but that was because there was so much power coming out of her. I mean, I think she's definitely through. I'd put her down. I would put Hungary down because I think it's a very powerful performance, as we've said all week. It's emotional. The LED just gets better and better. I could feel her presence this evening. Even before they start the act, the camera flashes onto her, and she's just so steady and calm and cool. And then finally, oh, this is tough. This is a real tough. But I'm going to say Romania. And this isn't just because I like the song. I think it's because their diaspora is going to help them out. I think, the song is about Romanians who move abroad, so obviously they're going to tune in and vote for Romania, y'all. Those are my 10. What about you?
Well, see, there's 3 that I'd like. I'd like Hungary, Albania, and the Netherlands to get through. And they're all stunning vocally. But then, like, the Netherlands staging, it's improved since the rehearsal. The dress is gone. But, like, we're staring into her eyes for a very long time. And Trench has got scary eyes. I know from experience. So, like, that could work against her, because then we've got Finland. Like, we've kind of haven't mentioned them, but they've still been doing the same thing and they haven't slipped up. Denmark were very good. And then Romania have the record, like, and the diaspora to vote for them. So I think those 3, we can't write them off either.
Finland, Denmark, Romania. Finland because it's Finland and we know everything about Pirtikka by now, and they're going to qualify. Like, there's no doubt that they are going to qualify. Denmark, I thought, did really, really well. That was the best that I've ever seen them perform that. And you know what? The entire way through the show, they look fun. They're jumping around. They're like a new mini Jedward. Yeah, I thought that they really nailed it. And Romania, for all the same reasons that you said, I do like that little touching moment at the end where he does say, don't forget your children, and then it immediately now cuts to the boy from the video who is in the green room. I have to question though, Albania vocally on point, really? Did you not hear the first 2 minutes of that performance?
You know what? The last minute was so powerful, it erased everything that came before. I didn't think the first 2 minutes were bad. I think that in here we have...
great.
No, I think it's the speakers in this auditorium. Like, it's not up. There's like only one sound coming out of one of them.
Nobody else sounded like they
You
were
were complaining about Serbia as well.
Serbia, no, but there were moments where it felt a bit shaky, but I don't know if that was just the power. Albania, she sounded nervous, she was really wobbly. Like, she was literally, like, it looked like she was curling up in pain. I think it was probably nerves, but if she's nervous now for a jury rehearsal, what's she going to be like tomorrow night?
The song, though, this ultimately is a song contest. She delivers it so well. That final minute of that song is so powerful and delivered well. I don't think you can forget that.
I love the song, and I love El Haida, but I don't think that she did well tonight.
Well, thank God there's tomorrow, because I know she's going to bring it. But it's interesting, you bring up Denmark, and it's a really good point. This song improves so much with staging. When you just hear it, on YouTube, you're like, but then seeing it, it has life, it has energy. They have the whole package in terms of styling. It fits their look, it fits the sound. It's really tough. I think we can all agree this is quite close to call.
Yeah. Personally, I think there's only 2 guaranteed non-qualifiers, and I think Moldova could be a 3rd guaranteed, but I think they could be shocked and get through, because their staging is just so bizarre that they could get through purely on that. I think we can completely write off Macedonia and Belarus. Yeah, Belarus. Like, the 2 of them, they're forgettable. Like, I even forgot about Belarus. And then Macedonia, they have merged and they have the weird backing thing, and his cause, yeah.
And it's improved, like they've stripped away so much of that terrible choreography that we saw at the start of the week, and they've almost pushed merge to the back a bit, but it was still a little bit, it's the emotion that you feel from that song, that I felt from that song like a couple of weeks ago before I got here, it's completely gone now. It's just sort of, oh, it's autumn leaves, great.
You know, I think that he went too much for the R&B aspect of this, and like the dance moves don't fit who he is as a performer. It's not authentic to who he is, and like we can feel that he's trying to cut off his toes to fit the shoe. And you know what? I don't like people without toes. You gotta be yourself, and that really upsets me because I think that the song, his voice, is actually quite good. Belarus, totally forgot it, as you say. You know, the staging, there is no prop. We thought they would pull out something out of their sleeve, but no, it's just two people on this vast stage and they get swallowed.
There wasn't even any pyro. Like, I mean, there were surprises tonight. So Moldova, I think, had that big pyro blast. Armenia had the flames coming up. Belarus, they were just stood there playing a violin and singing.
You know, I actually quite enjoy Moldova's performance when it's on, but it goes first and I forget it.
Yeah.
Like, even in this discussion, I completely
It's really like PER, her from Latvia. Like, that was a really good performance, like really high energy. Look, it came last, so...
Well, that's what we think. What do you think? Let us know your semi-final 1 predictions here on YouTube and on wiwibloggs. We will be back tomorrow after the semi-final with the results, so stay tuned. See you later. Bye!